What's going on, guys? Alex here with TFL. Motorcycles have changed a lot over the past few years, especially when it comes to the tech that goes into them. There is so much technology in all these new bikes. It is pretty insane. So today I'm here at the Denver International Motorcycle Show, and I'm going to walk the floor and show you the top 10 trends for motorcycles in 2020. And at the end of this video, I'll let you know what my favorite bike is out of all these motorcycles here at the show. Let's get into it. To start off this list, the number 10 trend for motorcycles in 2020 has to be automatic transmissions. So right now I'm on a Honda Africa Twin, which you can get with a DCT, dual clutch transmission. So over here on the left handlebar, there's no clutch lever. Instead, you have a parking brake. When you shut this bike off, it goes into neutral, and therefore you need something to hold it on a hill. That's why you have a parking brake over here, 2 calipers on the rear. And if you look over here, there is no shift lever by my left foot. Instead, you have 2 little buttons on the left controls, plus and minus, to go up and down gears. This is really cool for new motorcycle riders because you can focus on where you're going, focus on your speed and your braking, and not have to worry about shifting gears or mastering a clutch, which can be really good for getting someone who's a little intimidated onto a bike. Number 9 on this list is electronic controlled suspension. I'm sitting on a Yamaha R1M, which is their track-focused version of their R1 leader bike. And if you look up front, it actually has electronically controlled Öhlins front forks. So there's a wire going to each of the front forks, and that means that you can actually adjust how stiff or how soft these forks are on the fly while you're riding. You don't even need to come to a stop. You just kind of scroll through the menu systems and make that adjustment. And this being a track-focused bike, it also will make adjustments for you automatically. It actually learns the racetrack that you're riding on. So with each lap you take, it's going to get more precise, make the adjustments you need to make a more precise ride. It's really cool tech that I hope will trickle down from this really awesome but expensive R1M into a bike that most of us can afford. Number 8 on this list is Wheelie Control, and I'm standing here with the all-new 2021 Honda CBR 1000 RR-R Fireblade SP. That's a mouthful, but it has some really cool tech loaded into this bike. It has a new traction control system, HSTC, or Honda Selectable Torque Control, and also a new IMU-based engine electronic system. It has 5 different power modes and 3 wheelie control modes. The guys here at Honda told me you can actually set what angle you want the wheelie to come up to, and it will protect you from going any further. So you can have a lot of fun and a lot of confidence while trying out some crazy things on this bike on the track, because you wouldn't want to be doing that on the street. Number 7 is tires. This right here is the Indian FTR 1200, and you can see it's got a really funky tread pattern up here on the front tire as well as the back. These are Dunlop DT3R tires, and this has been a trend in motorcycling, is tires that are more stylish than functional. There's a lot of bikes here, especially some of these retro style bikes, that have tread patterns that are really there just for looks, and I'm kind of a fan of that. I don't mind it. Number 6 on the list is connectivity, and it starts with helmet connectivity. The main 2 players in this space are Senna and Cardo, and this allows you to hook up a intercom system into your helmet. Then you can get navigation, listen to music, make phone calls, and talk to other riders on your ride with just these devices installed right into your helmets. It's really cool. The connectivity doesn't just stop in the helmet, it also goes right into the bikes. This is Zero's SRF, which is their new naked electric motorcycle. It's a really cool bike, but what makes it awesome is the dash up here. It's a full color TFT dash, and it uses their Cypher 3 operating system, which is loaded with tech. It connects to your phone and can send every piece of information about this bike to your phone, including where the bike is located, what the current charge rate is, and it can even track your rides and put them right into Zero's app. Number 5 on the list is navigation. Right now I'm sitting on a Honda Goldwing, and if you look up front, there's actually a navigation screen. So not only do you have a speedometer and a tachometer, you have this huge display in the middle, which you can use for navigation. That looks like something that would come out of a full-size car. It's pretty crazy that that is jammed in here to a motorcycle. You have a little joystick up here to control that screen with an enter button to make selections. It's really awesome that you can get navigation built right into your bike. This even has speakers to play the turns out loud loud. You can play music if you want. It is really cool that you can pretty much never get lost on this, and it even has Apple CarPlay, so you can hook up your phone and use CarPlay just as you would in a car, but instead of touching it, you're going to use this joystick right here. One, because there's a plastic covering over this, and two, because most of the time when you're riding, you'll have gloves on. Number 4 on this list has to be safety. So I'm here at the Alpinestars booth. This is their Tech Air 5 vest, which is basically an airbag that you wear on your body while you're riding, similar to what you would have in a car. When you get in an impact, it blows up and keeps you safe. So this vest, there's some lights on the front of it right here, and this is a standalone unit, so you don't need to pair this with any other Alpinestars jacket or anything. This just lives on its own. It has a bunch of sensors in it, so it can detect a high side and expand in a matter of 25 milliseconds. It's super quick, and it's going to keep you really safe on the street. They also have this system that is compatible with some of their race suits. So this is one of their Tech Air compatible race suits. It takes a different vest than this. There's one that actually zips into the inner liner of this suit, but there's accordion stretch panels in here. You plug the inner airbag into this suit, and then it will use a different algorithm as you would use on the street to detect any kind of crash in racing. Super cool technology, and it's going to keep you really safe while riding. Here's a little diagram of what the vest actually looks like on the inside. So all this blue stuff is the inflatable portion. You can see it covers all the way down the spine to your lower back, your shoulders, and even your chest and ribs. So it's really protecting everything, and they tell me that they are working on some lower portions, so eventually in the future maybe they'll have some applications for your legs, for dirt bikes, but we'll just have to wait and see. So the guys here at Alpinestars are going to let me try on one of these vests and see what it's like to inflate. Wow, that's pretty cool.
All on your chest,
yep,
all the way around your ribs too, halfway down your arms, up over your collarbone, and then pull back. So this will normally be in a jacket, of course. Yeah. But just for the sake for you guys, like, we'll show you the whole system out. When it actually goes off, it's instantaneous, like you said earlier, and then since it's an argon gas, argon is denser than air, so it'll actually be a little bit more rigid, which is what's going to help disperse that energy from the actual impact itself.
Yeah, I mean, there's no areas where like it's full 360-degree coverage.
It's like the level of confidence that you would have like on a race suit, or even just riding down the street, like knowing you have this in case if something happens, makes it
gives you confidence. Sure. Yeah, this is awesome, guys. Number 3 on this list is ride-by-wire or electronic controlled throttle. I'm on a Yamaha Tracer 900 GT. I actually own this bike, so I know a lot about it, but it does have a ride-by-wire throttle, so it's all electronically controlled, and that allows for some things you just couldn't do with a cable-controlled throttle, including cruise control. So on a sport touring bike like this, you're going to be putting a lot of highway miles on, and with cruise control, you can kind of kick back, let your wrists relax a little bit. You also get different riding modes, which again would not be possible without ride-by-wire. So this bike has a rain mode, it also has standard and A mode, which gives you lots of power, and that is just something you can't have without the tech of ride-by-wire. And number 2 is styling. I'm on a Yamaha XSR 900, which actually has the same motor as that Tracer 900 GT I was just sitting on, but this is all about styling, and retro bikes are back. They are everywhere at this show, but they're not really retro. They're all 2020 model years. They just look retro. Of course, naked sport bikes are now in style. You have all of these fairingless bikes that have really powerful sporty motors in them. That's something that wasn't super trendy a few years ago, and now there are tons of bikes without fairings and really powerful sporty motors. I really like where that trend is going. These are awesome bikes to ride. And the number 1 trend for motorcycling in 2020 is right here. It is electrification. Electric motorcycles are coming really soon. We know this. And this one has been all over the news. People have been really excited about it. And it's an awesome bike. Electric motorcycles are really cool. They're quiet. They get obviously really good economy. But more importantly, they have just a ton of torque. It's really hard to match on a gas-powered bike. It is just insane. You twist the throttle and you just go and go and go and keep going. I actually did a video on the live wire at the International Motorcycle Show in Long Beach. Everyone's hitting their horn, trying to find their turn signals. Usually what happens, let's give it the beans. Oh my God! you just get thrown back and it feels like your arms are gonna rip off the handlebar. The acceleration's really nuts. There's no shifting. There's no kind of lag or anything. You just twist and you go and you keep going and keep going. But definitely the #1 trend in motorcycling right now is electrification. It's coming, guys. Just wait for it. All right, guys, you ready for the bonus? Here it is right here. That's right, it's the Honda Grom, because one of the newest trends in motorcycling is mini bikes, just like this. This is a 150cc Honda Grom, and these are really, really fun bikes. They don't have any of the safety or convenience or tech features that all the other bikes had in this video that I showed you, but that's what makes these so fun. Not only do you have little bikes like the Grom, you also have the Honda Monkey, which is just another little tiny bike in Honda's lineup. This is pretty much the same thing as the Grom, except retro styling. So you have the modern sport look and then you have a retro look, both little tiny mini bikes that you can cruise around town and just have a blast. And I promised you guys my favorite bike from this show here in Denver, so let's take a look. The reason I like this bike so much is because of how versatile it is. This has just the right amount of power in my opinion. It's a 400cc, so you've got enough power to take it on the street, take it on the highway, but not too much where you're gonna be uncomfortable off-road, especially if you're not an expert off-roader. And just look at it, it's an awesome looking bike. It's kind of got that old school dirt bike look. It still has an old school square headlight up front, and overall, there's just not a ton of tech on this bike, so it's easy to work on. You have an old school dash up front with some indicator lights. This thing is just awesome, and the best part about it is that you can take it home from the dealership with these street tires and then buy a set of spoked off-road tube tires, have 2 sets of wheels, but one bike. You could have something that you can commute on to work every day, and then on the weekends, swap the wheels and tires out and do some great off-road trails. That is what this bike is so good at. And if you look right here, $7,400, it's not gonna break the bank either. This is a lot of bike and can take you a lot of places for not a lot of money, and that's why I like it so much. Hope you guys enjoyed this little walk around from the International Motorcycle Show here in Denver. Let me know if there's anything you would add to this list of top motorcycle trends for 2020. I'm interested to know what you guys think about this list. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to go back to TFL Off-Road, TFL Truck, and TFLcar.com for more news, views, and real-world motorcycle reviews.